Okay, everybody. How are you? How
Hello,
are
good
you?
morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good Sunday morning. Good Sunday morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. We're doing fairly decent this morning. Went out with the dog just a little bit. You walked the dog this morning, didn't you?
Uh,
You don't have your hearing aids in. He walked the dog this morning.
yeah.
You should put your hearing aids in. The lady gonna know you didn't wear them.
Oh, she do.
She can see when you didn't wear them. Yeah. He's going to go put his
May
hearing aids in.
get
So, good morning. Happy Sunday morning to you guys. Move this chair a little bit. Ah, let's see. What I want to do. I just want to say hello first. Just want to say hello first and see who's here. See who's here. Yesterday, we had a ball. We had a ball. For those of you who missed it, we had a ball. Ah, and it was fun. It was so much fun. I don't know how many people were here. We had a house full. We were packed in here like sardines, but it was what we were still able to comfortably enjoy ourselves. And we got together, the local cornerstoners, those of you who could make it, and it was they had so much food. Oh my God! Now somebody said to me when it was all over that I'm probably really tired. I said, not at all. I'm not tired at all because I did absolutely nothing. Only thing I did was let y'all use the house. And y'all come in and did everything else. So I didn't have to do a thing. I enjoyed myself too. I really, really did. Really, really did. Let's see who's here. There's my sissy. Hey, sissy. And brother-in-law. Sissy was here and my brother-in-law was here. And um, we got a chance to hug on each other some. And then there's John Greason. I was hoping you would make it, John Greason. It was so much fun. And then there's Jill put that thing together. She put it together. Thank you, Jill. She did a wonderful job for getting everybody motivated to come and helping us to get it started and get it going. And Sandra came in so early and brought some good mac and cheese, Sandra. That mac and cheese was out of this world, girl, out of this world. And she came and brought Miss Carol with her, and she came early at 10. And then she had to leave and come back. But she brought some good food, some great food. I loved it. Loved it. We enjoyed ourselves with that. Let's see who else is here. My screen's locking up. That's Kiara. Hey, Kiara. Is that Kiara? Divine Grace. Is that Kiara? Kiara was here today. Yeah, I think that's Kiara. It looks like her picture.
What?
Yeah. Baby, on the screen. Right there.
I want to talk to you some more.
Yeah, that's Kiara.
I need to talk to you in detail about some mystical things that we were talking about while you were here.
Yeah. So anyway, Kiara came and Kim came. They were both here, and they brought some good food too. I'm telling you, them girls was right on time.
Well, I tell you, the food that we talked about, that was enough to serve the justice department.
Well, they brought a big old cooler. They had a big old cooler of drinks. That's what they brought. And things that and Kiara brought that big old cooler up those steps on the back deck. She picked that thing up like Mighty Mouse.
Well, she should have. She come in the garage door. It would have been easier.
No, I think Jill directed them to the back door. But anyway, it was fine. But Kiara picked that thing up like Mighty Mouse. Like, okay, let's get this done. So they were here. I'm so glad to see them. And then Jill. Yeah, it was good seeing everybody. Good seeing everybody. Vern was here with a little baby girl. She was a mess. That thing was running all over the house and playing. She was scared of baby girl at first. Then she got okay with baby girl and they were fine. So she was all over the house running around playing. And so we enjoyed her as well. She and Bernie and Brooke K was here. Brooke K came in from work, and got him a plate and sat and ate and took off and
Yeah.
Yeah, Pearl, we missed you so, honey
Yeah,
bun.
we
I
sure
wish you
did.
could have been here. I do wish you
Yeah.
could have been here.
We're hoping that I can get this thing together where we can do this more often and at the same time be able to share insights into the mystical side of our Christ identity.
Yeah, I'm thinking of possibly doing some different things. We'll do it again here at the house. Leslie called. Hey, Leslie. Leslie and her sister called, and they wish they were here. And I heard your phone call, baby, but we were tied up and couldn't get to the phone.
Yeah.
But I wish you could have been here as well.
Yeah, you would have enjoyed it.
We'll try to do it again so you guys can participate. But it'll be a while before we do it.
I hope it won't be a while.
Well, you know, that's not the kind of thing you do right.
Divine grace.
Yeah. And our air conditioners, they worked hard.
Yeah, it's we got a humidity problem under the house.
We looked under the house yesterday evening, and it was water puddles every which way.
And they talk
from
about
the condensation.
And numbers, they talking about $8,000-$9,000 to fix it. So we actually a miracle to take place. We call it.
You're right. So and they're supposed to get that done next week, hopefully, get all that done. And so we're looking at now possibly with that, possibly having to get the metal ducts wrapped under the house. So we're just looking at quite a few things we got to get done. So don't forget to send a little offering to us, okay? Anyway, we love having you guys here. It was so much fun. It worked our air conditioners hard, though. It worked it hard. But we managed. Everybody stayed pretty cool. Sissy, thank you for letting me know you can hear and see me, sweetheart.
And you come again, and I'm gonna get a piece of this cake over here that they left.
Oh, and those cakes were so good. The ones Lisa made.
And I'm gonna eat the piece that you gonna eat.
It was so good. The food was good. Everybody and Robert Mann and Denise were here.
Denise was here. We enjoyed having them.
And we always love having them too there. And it was good. Yeah, it was a team effort. Sister Phyllis came in and she jumped right in. Lisa jumped right in.
Lisa was in the kitchen like she lived here.
Yeah, Lisa, I said, go ahead, figure it out. Go whatever. They kept asking me, what was this and what do I want to do? I said, just figure it out for yourself. So they did. Lisa took it over and she kept prep the food and get it ready. And then afterwards, Jill and Phyllis washed every dish and put everything back in place in the kitchen. So I didn't have much to do with everybody.
These people are really.
It was so good.
I'll tell you, a gift of God is recognized through them.
Yes, it was so wonderful.
Yes, she did.
But anyway, we could talk about that forever, couldn't we? Let's see. Yeah, it was good, Pearl. It was so good. And Jill loves doing that kind of stuff too. It was fun, Robert. Robert said he want to have everybody at his house too. So we might plan that next time.
We just been talking about that since last night, Robert.
Robert's got a wonderful, what he calls Mantopia. He's done in his backyard where he's got a koi pond and fountains and stuff. We want to
send instructions on how people can get there.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them we'll be there as all of us together.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
We were hoping we can get this thing cranked up pretty soon after we get through all this.
We got quite a few things we got to get off our plates first. But we're going to do it. And it's going to be so much fun. It was just refreshing to have it all. Yeah.
We'll work on that, Robert. We've been working on that for quite some time, but we need to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah. So in the meantime, we're here today, and Baby Girl she did very well. Actually, Baby Girl, which is our dog, for those of you who may not know, Baby Girl can no longer hear. She can hear a little bit, and she has cataracts, so she sees. She sees, but some things she doesn't see. But normally she's not real calm when you move stuff around. And we were moving. I moved her bed. She got an orthopedic bed. I moved her bed. Moved her bowl of water and food bowl and stuff. But she surprised me because after I moved it, everybody was moving around in the house and she ate right there where everybody was, and it didn't bother her a bit. And she came and got in her cage one time to get away from everybody, and then she came back out. She did well.
You sleep in that bed so good. I want to get in and sleep, put her upstairs. I'll sleep in her bed.
It does. It feels good. Actually, it feels really good. I got down there with her.
That's what you call a dog bed.
Yeah, it's big, and I got down there and laid with her, and it was very comfortable.
You said she was circling the table for food.
Yeah, she was. I had to cover up the chicken because she's kind of tall, so she could put her head on the table, and she was in there circling around that table where that chicken was.
Mm-hmm.
I had to hurry up and cover that chicken. I didn't want her to get too tempted. And she was making rounds too because she wanted people to give her a little piece of whatever they had. She was making rounds. I fed her a little bit of the chicken while I was sitting there eating.
But John, I missed seeing you. I knew something was going
on. Yeah, and we're going to do it again, John. So hopefully next time you can make it. Hope
we can do it soon.
Yeah, hope we can. We'll work on it. I'm hoping that when we get it done the next time, it'll be a little cooler because it's just so hot to really try to do anything like that. But we managed. It was wonderful. Deb Rondo was here, and and it was just a bunch of people here. It was great. I don't know if I had to guess, it was about 30 people.
Yeah, about 30, at least
about 30. Yeah, the house handled it pretty good.
Yeah.
Setting it up like a buffet in the other room really did.
Yeah, it was really good. We had food all over everything.
Yeah. But anyway, I could go on and on because I was so pleased with how things went. Last week we were talking, and you made this statement. You said, "Waking up to yourselves is forgiving yourself."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you made that statement. Waking up to yourself is forgiving yourself, and I want to talk about that a little bit. I also want to talk about, again, how the brain gets locked into survival mode. Let's see. I wanted to first start with this, though. Let's see if I can get to where I was in this book here. I'm reading from, let's see where I am. This is Dr. David Hawkins. If you guys can see that. Dr. David Hawkins, The Eye of the Eye. He was an MD, PhD, director of the Institute for Advanced Theoretical Spiritual Research. He was also a clinical psychologist, psychiatrist. He's no longer on the earth plane as far as being physical. He is crossed over into that other side. Spirit still remains. I just mentioned your name, sweetie. It's how we enjoyed you yesterday.
We sure. It's good to see you.
Dr. Hawkins is, I would say, if those of you who really are on the spiritual journey, and before I jump there, because this is something just reminded myself of. Some people I've noticed, and we talk about this a lot, especially when we're in a company of a lot of people. We reflect. We tend to reflect after the fact about what we saw, how we perceive certain things with each one. I notice that some of us are we know and maybe embrace the truth of who we are and the oneness with God or oneness as God, the non-dual reality of us being never separated from God and all of this. And sometimes while we embrace that, there are some of us who still tend to hold on to old beliefs, religious beliefs, I'm speaking of specifically. And so when I talk about this, I'm talking specifically about people who have started on this path of finding themselves, and the sense of separation between them and God begins to collapse. There are some who, and we talked about this yesterday, several of us did. Some of us are delivered from church brain, meaning we no longer find the institution of church to be of major value in our lives. It we don't resent it in a sense or look at it as if it was not important. It was a very important stage of our lives. However, it doesn't serve us now. So I noticed that some people tend to not want to turn within. They don't want to turn within and look inside. And I was trying to find that one thing that he said in here that yesterday I read earlier, and I don't know if I can find it. I may not be able to. But he said, here it is. It says, to look within is an attitude rather than a technique or a spiritual practice. To look within means to relinquish the fascination with the content of the mind and the world that it reflects. To look within. So some of us, especially when I'm speaking specifically of people who have come through the avenue of church, some of us prefer to look to the church for support. Some of us prefer to have an outward relationship with God, where God remains remote. There's a certain amount of comfort in that belief that God is somewhere close by to intervene, to change what's happening.
Here's a good question to ask yourself.
Okay.
If God is close, and he is, ask the question, how close?
How close is he?
Ask him what the point of awareness of turning within. Are you really inside of me?
And see, that's good, because that forces one to turn within.
Take your time.
And like he said, it's an attitude.
Don't let the mind add in, and just stay locked into that statement, expression, question. Are you really in me? And then there's another phase you're gonna go into. If you are, and I'm, after you deal with that, are you in me? Go on into it later. Take your time. Ain't no rush. Because what you're looking for, you're gonna find is already there.
Is where you're looking from. And that's important what you just did, because what you did when you asked that question of yourself, you are looking for the divinity within yourself. When you do that, you're having to turn within. And it goes back to what, like Jill's saying here, what the scriptures always say, you seek first the kingdom within us. And because that's what Jesus said it was. It's within us. And if we're seeking that first, we have to look within first. That's the first place to look. But then he said all these other things will be added. So it's like we get our focus on all the other things.
If receiving the Holy Spirit and receiving God and receiving the Father and receiving Jesus in our hearts, there's another one. Ask the question, what is it for? Now, we've been taught to go to heaven.
You're doing inquiry.
Yeah.
It's almost the same kind of inquiry that the spiritual sages talk about, but you're doing it in a different way. You're still inquiry. And that inquiry is asking the deeper questions. And when you do that, you're actually turning within when you do that.
And you're going to get a response.
Yeah.
And you probably already got one, but you didn't recognize it.
Yeah. So turning within, and Jill's mentioning this, and this is what I think I was getting into, what I was trying to relay, is that the church does not talk about turning within, and it needs to turn the focus within, because the church deals with, and I'll say church, I'm speaking generally, of course. I know there may be some that differ from what I'm saying, but the majority of church turns our focus to the things that it says all this will be added. Most of us are focused on all of the things that will be added. And we seek those things rather than turning within where the kingdom is, where Jesus said it's within us. So the kingdom within us, I don't know if people, the mind doesn't have a real good concept of what that is. Because turning within actually makes you see who you are.
Mm-hmm. And who you're not.
And who you're not. And who God is.
Mm-hmm.
It does. That's the only place to find God is within yourself.
Sit still for at least 15 minutes. And don't let your mind put a time limit. A lot of times I was sitting in the closet and noise would come up, doorbell ring, telephone ring, or something I didn't finish before I went in the closet come up, and my mind said, "Hurry up, get through." Set the timer on your timer where you can get through quick, go out there and finish what you're doing. And whether in the mind, in the body, out of the body, I said, no.
And you had to train yourself to be that way.
Yeah, I said, no, it is not as important as me being in this place. And
that goes back to what Hawkins said in the book. You were losing your fascination with the mind's content, all of the things the mind could bring up.
I was giving up. You were giving up the old script. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A false sense of emergency.
Okay, that's good.
A false sense of trying to go back to pleasing or satisfying something that's always wanting something.
The survival mode, going back to how do I survive?
And if you come out, I come out. And when I get out, that was said that I need to take care of was nothing more than just getting out of the closet or getting out to see if it was anything.
You know what I found too, sweetheart, is when you are able to turn your focus away from all of the stuff that you're concerned about and find your place where you just allow yourself to not follow the mind. Mm-hmm. However you decide to do that, it looks like things just kind of fall in place. When you come out, things just kind of fall in place without a whole lot of extra effort. Mm-hmm. They just kind of fall in place. Now, Robert's saying this. Hey, Robert Maine, he said, the real world is behind your eyes. Yes, sir. It's inside your mind. Underneath lies where the spark resides. You know, he calls it sparky. Yeah. And so the real world is behind your eyes. And then I was talking to Baby this morning. Some of us are locked into our stories. And while we're locked into our stories, that's okay. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a story and that it's wrong for you to even look at your life story. But to constantly go back and repeat it means you're actually turned backward. Your sight is looking backward. And even when you're trying to recapture the past, you're actually looking backward. And so the insight is what I'm talking about. Your insight is turned backwards. And so it is. The world is behind your eyes. It really is. It's either heaven or hell. That's right. You're either in heaven or in hell when you're looking through your eyes. That's with the world that's behind your eyes. You're either in heaven or hell. And we're broken and hearts are evil and God will wait for someone to come save us. That's where we have this desire to continue to have an outward relationship with God rather than turning inward and finding God within our own souls and knowing that.
This waking up will cause, there's a part of you that don't want to hear what I'm going to say. It's very simple. Waking up will cause you not pretend, not maybe, not maybe so. It will cause you to lose everything you thought was real in your life?
I'm going to tweak that just a little bit, because the word loss is a term that the mind has made up.
Mm-hmm.
But it really is you losing your desire to follow certain thought patterns.
These old patterns,
thought patterns,
conditioning patterns that, and a lot of the conditioning patterns that we've been supposedly walking in has not benefited us, except for being demarcations to indicate that there's something more to this thing than just existing in memories of the past.
So now what you're saying is the passing of the illusion makes it feel like you're losing something.
That's the
passing of the illusion.
The soul emotional memory holographic projections that gives off the illusion that whatever you lose, it's like hoarded.
Okay.
The mind is hoarded up all this past information as though if you lose it, like a hoarder was to actually lose one of those objects that is stored up. Excuse me, for instance, when my child self was raised, we had in our house two of everything.
One that works and one that
didn't. Listen to this. Now,
one that works and one that didn't.
Yeah, watch this.
Yeah.
Here we got two televisions. Now, what in the ham sandwich with a bad piece of tomato on it? You need with two televisions, one sitting up on top of one that doesn't work. And you ain't gonna look at both of them at the same time.
That's back when we had the old console TVs.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working, so you set up the smaller TV on top of it.
Yeah. And then take a clothes hanger and stick it down inside the place where the antenna.
Put foil on it.
And put foil on it and move it around so we can get the red station. But during that time, what were 3 stations, I think?
Yeah.
Channel 2, Channel 12, and what was it? Another station.
2, 12, and it was just 2 and 12.
It's 2 and 12. Once in a while, you could tune into Charlotte or whatever. But 2 and 12.
2 and 12.
And it went off at 1 o'clock at night.
And I think it went 2, 12, and then 8.
8, yeah, that's right. 8, WFMY TV,
CBS,
CBS,
and ABC.
All those call letters.
Yeah. Anyway, you're right. So we've had the opportunity being in our 78th year. My birthday's next week, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm 77 right this minute, but I'm 78 next week.
Well,
I'm 78 right now.
It can be about 5 more months.
Five more months, you're gonna be 79. Can you believe it? We're almost 80.
After I hit 79, a day or a minute after, I'm going into.
And you're 80. Already going into.
I'm already going into 80. I can't believe it. 80 years. 80 years.
I'm going into my 78th year.
We've been here 78 years together.
So having said that, this is what I was getting ready to say, is we've had the opportunity to go from almost the era where there was no TV.
Yeah.
There was only radio.
And then television people had with them little bitty boxes.
Yeah.
Sit on the floor.
Yeah.
And everybody would get, and then what was before then was the radio. Cavalcade of sports.
But we went from no TV to radio, from radio to the smallest TV. See, the screen was no bigger than that. The box was but the screen was no bigger. To a little black and white TV, tube TV.
Yeah.
And went from there to the first color TV. From the first color TV only had certain colors. It didn't have all colors.
Remember, they had to put a plastic screen over the television to make it like some color.
Yes, they did. But it was like a rainbow.
Yeah.
And then we went from there to where we are now. So we've had a chance, you and I have had a chance to see the birth of computers.
Yeah.
We've had a chance to see it. So in being 78, we've seen a lot of firsts. And so I'm sure some of you guys have too, where we've seen a lot of firsts. So we've had to evolve multiple times to adapt to this world. So there has been in our lives, that's why a lot of people talk about how things used to cost, what things used to cost, because it's the passing of an illusion. We have had so many illusions to pass.
I remember when gas for 10 to 15 to 20 cents a gallon, or $1 a gallon, $6 a gallon. I remember that.
Yeah. So that was
that
was then, and
5 gallons a gallon.
Yeah, that was then, and that illusion passed, and now we're in a different. So we've had the opportunity to see the passing of illusion, and every time one passed, we felt like we lost something. So there is the sense when there's an illusion, an illusion that is being passed, you're getting away from, you're now seeing through, and something's changing. There is the sense the mind labels as loss, but it is not loss. Actually, it's the relinquishment of that fascination with that particular thing.
I remember you could go to the store and buy ginger snaps or 2 for a penny.
And butter cookies.
Butter cookies, yeah.
Butter cookies, yeah. Yeah. You're reminiscent, aren't you?
$6 was a whole lot of money then.
Yeah, and John Greason said he watched a lot of those TVs. Yeah. I did too. Yeah. It went off at night, every night at 12.
Then when they crank up in the morning around what?
Around 8.
8 to 6, something like that.
Captain Kangaroo was the first thing I saw in the morning.
Oh, I used to look at that all the time. I played hooky from school just to watch Captain Kangaroo. Mr. Green Jeans.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, George and Dee Dee. We missed you guys yesterday. Wish you could have been here, sweetie pie.
Y'all gonna have to lighten up on that love life to get out of the house, y'all.
Jill just said she remembers.
Burn the candle on both ends.
Jill just remembers penny candy. I remember squirrel nuts, Mary Jane's. Remember them?
Remember popsicles?
They still have popsicles.
Yeah, we used to call them popsicles.
Yeah, your mom always called them paddle pops.
Paddle pop, yeah. Paddle pop.
It was free TV, she said, Sandra. She said it was free TV. Yeah, nothing's free now. Nothing's free. And so now it's getting to the point you don't even have to go to a movie theater.
We had one of those big old console television with the big screen on the floor, and some of them had stereo thing connected to the side of them. And me and you bought one of them RCA Victor's television. I think that's what it was. And we was in high cotton, but but one we bought was a color TV too.
Yeah.
And we gave it to Charles and Mary Rankin over in Greensboro.
Yeah.
And we thought we had the top of the line television. Ham sandwich.
Robert says, we don't look for a little man talking inside the radio anymore. We try to find a little man inside the TV box. Our bodies are communication devices. And I realized this back in the day before TVs came out, there was more imagination that people had to use because the radio was simply listening. It was audio, nothing seen, just audio. So their imaginations had to go with the story that they were hearing. And so it was a lot more creativity coming out.
And we used to love to watch these black and white movies with Christmas and Santa Claus, and then around Easter watch the resurrection of Jesus. So
now we could go on and on and on talking about this. You know that. Hey, Pastor Norman, and we could go on, but what we're actually talking about is the passing of an illusion. We're already in our day-to-day lives passing illusions. But when you start to wake up from what I call church brain and what I also, they have labeled now in woke culture, deconstruction. We're being deconstructed from our religious confinement. And because of that, we're seeing certain beliefs that we used to have that are no longer serving us. They bound us, actually. And now we're beginning to relinquish those beliefs. And in doing so, it feels almost like there's a loss because you're kind of like in between. You're like, okay, I'm not this, but I'm not that. I'm not this yet, and I'm not that anymore. So you find yourself in a midway point. That's why I feel like you and I are valuable at that midway point, because we kind of catch people as they're being deconstructed, and kind of give them some guidance as to, okay, this is what's happening to you, and it's okay, and it's not, you're not losing your faith. You don't have to deny everything that you had going, that you believed in and that you held on to as a foundation for your life. But you can continue to go forward, and you can, if we woke up while we were in church and still went to church, then there's no reason why anybody can't wake up in church.
You remember you used to go up in Winston, and we used to go, Sears and Roebuck was one of the main shopping centers in Winston-Salem.
It was like a mall. It was like one store, and you could go in one end and walk all the way to the other block with that store. And it was like a mini mall.
Yeah, it was. And everybody wanted to order from Sears catalog.
They bought houses. They bought kits for houses. Yeah. A lot of those houses are still around.
I mean, it's really changed. But they use that building now for business and office places. Here's another one. Once you go into this thing, it causes you to lose track of the past. You go into what is called waking up to an old contract that has expired. There's a contract that we set up that went through all of those things we talked about in the past. That contract, as you wake up to your true identity, you're going to find out that it carries no more weight in your life. It was only a training camp for you to wake up to the present moment to find out that the old contract don't work in the new Christ identity. It served its purpose, but there's something holding on.
Yeah,
I'll keep holding on.
The something that's holding on, I'm beginning to see, is the desire to continue to have a remote relationship with a God outside of yourselves, and to have that God constantly inspire, intervene, rescue, and holding on to that.
And you let go of the ideal of the validation of the past experiences from the ghost self. The ghost self. And the ego that once provided constant stimulation from the past does not draw our attentions anymore or any longer to work from a past ghost experience. The memories of the past are just what they are, but they have no more attachment to us. The old contracts no longer work in the Christ dimension because you found out that it has been drained of all of the juice.
You said something very important, the Christ dimension. In the Christ dimension, the old patterns, the old beliefs don't work. They don't work.
That's right.
They don't work. And so that once you step your foot into the Christ dimension, in the sense of having, when I say step your foot, I mean you get a glimpse of this other way of living, this other way of being, this other way of moving in the world that doesn't have all of the other baggage.
It's no longer able to participate in stimulating you. The stimulation of the past old contract no longer is applicable to show any form of benefit because you done squeezed the juice. You done squeezed. You done squeezed the juice out of that contract, and it does not carry any more weight. The weight is no longer on your shoulder.
Yes. Yeah.
I shall not, I shall not be moved by the past contract.
Yes. And well, Paul said it like this: none of these things move me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I like what Jill says because she pointed out, so she's bringing out something that triggers something in me. She says, Sears is no longer here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what we used to have. Now we have moved from illusion to illusion. And yes, some of us are moving from illusion to illusion because every time one fades out, there's another that takes place. But some of us now are coming to the end of all illusions. We're moving from illusion to reality. And at first that seems like a loss because you don't, it's almost like the mind, the content of the mind that entertains all of the illusions, that begins to dissipate. And even if it doesn't dissipate, it isn't really paid a lot of attention to. And so there's a certain calmness that's in you, even though the mind might be going crazy, it's running simultaneously with a calmness. And Jesus said it like this: it's the wheat and the tares. You don't try to separate the wheat from the tares while they're growing, because they'll all grow up and eventually the wheat's going to outgrow the tare and you won't have to try to separate it. Mm-hmm. So here you go. Your mind's already chaotic, as you say, but there's this calmness that's coming up alongside of it that's overtaking it. Mm-hmm. And so then there's no need to try to quiet the mind. You can let the mind run crazy. It doesn't bother you because you remain in the calmness. That's in that Christ dimension that you're talking about. Moving from illusion to reality, moving out of the content of the mind, out of the chaotic mind, into the calmness that you are, not the calmness that you get, but the calmness that you are.
Okay. The memories in the old contract are nothing but mirrors, mirroring the effect that the old contract had on your state. Mm-hmm. And it's called feeling like you are the person you used to be. You are giving up the contract of the image of the mirroring of the person or the identity that you used to be. And you even want to talk from that. Like we just finished talking about the old television. We know now that is an illusion.
Wouldn't it be foolish? Wouldn't it be foolish for someone living right now, having access to all of the streaming that you can get, even if they got it free?
Yeah.
Trying to move from that back to just a little box with a round screen.
All right.
Black and white. Wouldn't it be foolish to try to go back to that?
The definition of the old script is the mirroring of other souls, or the soul that you used to think you were.
So that tells me what the psyche is trying to do is to live in a certain era and not ever leave it.
When I met you at the first time I come to see you, I didn't know that I was looking for somebody to help pull me out of the mirror reflection in the mirror image, the mirror image that I was raised in. I was ready to give it up when I met you, and I didn't know it. But after we got married, I didn't know that when you marry somebody and salute with a kiss, you're telling that being that you no longer want to operate out of a separate breath. You are determined to swap breaths with each other. And for the first time, you are saying, I give up the image of individuality and the image that I've always had of myself being me and you being you. I always tell in wed that this is the last time you're going to see each other like this. Now I'm speaking the mystical side of union and oneness. Now, when I look at you, I'm looking at the breath of God functioning through your house, your body, and you're looking on the opposite side as the breath. We are the new birth experience of the marriage.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, boy.
So that tells me
I'm gonna cut a
this,
step,
that
man.
you cannot have new birth if you're not wanting to leave a certain illusion.
Oh, I feel that down in my
Type
bones.
this in. You cannot experience new birth if you don't want to leave a certain illusion.
Yeah.
Because it's the holding on to a certain illusion that causes you the suffering, but it's also the holding on to a certain illusion that causes you to feel like you have certainty. And it's also holding on to a certain illusion causes you to feel safe. Holding on to a certain illusion causes you to resist truth. It's a whole lot in that, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember us doing a wedding at the old church, and no sooner we did that wedding, they went downstairs in the fellowship and divorced right there on the spot. Now, let me tell you something.
Yes, they did.
That was the lie of the mirroring reflection of the old contract that the ego did not want to let go of. And so it decided that it was going to bust this thing open in the fellowship hall and not follow through with the lie they just said was in sickness and health and better and worse until death do us part.
Well, death happened in
the fellowship hall. It sneaked up on them. Death happened in the fellowship hall. That contract was switched back to the old mindset, and they busted up right there on the spot. And I've already told them that if anybody come into that ceremony drunk, I was going to embarrass them right there and not do the wedding right in front of everybody's face. But they tried it. It didn't work. How many times is it? Now people say, my dad used to say, did you do wedding? I said, yeah. Do they stay together?
You're not responsible for that. Just because you didn't have them to say I do doesn't mean you're responsible for making sure they stick.
How many weddings have you done that they still together?
That wasn't our responsibility.
No. Chicken noodle soup.
Now, I wanted to say this. Jill typed it in. She said, can't experience new birth if you're unwilling to leave the illusions. And it's a certain illusion. So let's see. Some people, now I'll use you using marriages as a metaphor, an analogy. Let's just take a person who is going through a divorce. They've lived a certain lifestyle with this other person, their spouse, and now that's dying. They're having to move from that, which is now an illusion because it is fading. And they're having to move into another way of living. So holding on to that certain illusion will definitely cause them more suffering because they cannot maintain an illusion that's passing away. You cannot maintain an illusion that is passing away. You must relinquish it. There is no way to hold on to an illusion that is passing away. This is why people have PTSD when they go into the military. They have illusions that the war is still going on. And then so now they're stuck in that certain era, EAR, not era, but era of time limit, an anomaly. You talked about this years ago, how we live in certain time anomalies, and we don't want to leave that anomaly. We want to stay there. And because we want to stay there, we're trying to recreate that world constantly. That's where the repeat of the story comes from, because I'm trying to recreate that world, that bubble. I'm trying to make sure it's sustained. And if I let it pass, what do I know then? Where do I go then? And this is where that illusion must pass for you to experience new birth. It must.
I'm going to take what John Grecian said, and it's true. The past is like a birthday that's trying to constantly relive itself. I'm gonna use what you said, John, to paraphrase that in a different way. But the experience.
Can you say that again? The past?
The past is an illusion of the mind trying to use the birthday of that to keep you in the illusion that the past is real.
Yeah, John said it like this: you can't experience a new birthday if you're unwilling to leave the illusion.
Yeah, well, see, the whole idea of the ego is to keep you locked into the illusion that that birthday still exists.
And let's say it said like that: you can't experience a new day
There's a new
if
day.
you can't let go of the illusion.
Now, what would be really good if you could get rid of all of the hoarding up? But now, wait a minute. Here's the answer to that. I'm asking my question and answer to. The only way you can let go of this contracts of the illusion of the old birthdays contract is through the power of awareness, consciousness of being the eternal Christ self.
Well, first you have to see through the illusion, don't you?
Yeah.
You have to see that it is,
and it is God. It is God in your form that's looking through the illusion and changing it.
Well, like somebody, like I used the example of someone going through a divorce or a separation. The first step out of that illusion is when you face the truth that this relationship is over. When you can accept that, that is the opening of your eyes to the portal out of it, so that you can experience a new day. You can't experience a new day while you're still trying to hold on to that one. You just cannot.
For the first time I came back to your house the second time after meeting you that night, there was something there that showed me that I was going to keep seeing you and that you were a new beginning and the old contracts was no longer in force.
Yeah, it was moving away from another illusion. Yeah.
And so when I had to leave you at night on the weekend to go back over home, we call it the old home place where I was raised up, I didn't want to go. But I didn't know that that was a part of me that had come to the end. The old contract was coming to an end. And I got to the place where I really didn't even want to go home. But that night, when Christmas came about and your daddy said, I really wanted to go upstairs with you, but I slept on the sofa that morning downstairs Christmas.
At our house.
At your house. That was the first time I ever went to a girlfriend's house and the mama and daddy let me stay there overnight.
Well, you know how you won by daddy, right?
How?
This is what he always said. That boy loves you.
What made you say that?
That's how you won daddy. Daddy said, that boy loves you. So he felt like, wasn't nobody good enough for his daughter. So he said, that boy loved you. So that's how you got in good.
Well, he didn't treat nobody else like he did me.
No. He did not.
He didn't let nobody stay there Christmas?
No. He didn't let nobody drive his cars. And you drove.
But he sure did.
Drove that car.
That old Ford, whatever that thing was.
It wouldn't hardly go up the seat.
I thought we were going to have to get out and pedal that thing through the floor or something like that, push it up that hill.
But that's how you won daddy over.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, that boy loves you. He always said, that boy loves you. So, yeah. So I forgot what we're talking about now.
Well, we were talking about the old patterns and contracts and how they are nullified and they're no longer effective. We don't squeeze the juice out of the old contract.
Now, I like what Robert's saying too, and this is so true. The first illusion is the one that you were taught that you are. That you were taught that you are is the first illusion. And when you come out of that one, you realize that's not what I used to be. That's not what I am. When you begin to see what you are and what you may not be able to describe, you may not be able to put into words, that's the first illusion that really breaks you free.
Yeah, that's right.
It really breaks you free.
So here I am waking up that morning on the sofa, and here you are coming downstairs. And I say, you mean to tell me I done spent the night with my girlfriend?
No, you spent the night with the family.
Well, with the family downstairs.
And you didn't want to go home, you said.
I didn't want to go home. I really did.
So you were losing the fascination with what you had at that place.
Yeah, yeah.
And coming into a new day.
I'll pick you.
And then the two of us walked away from that.
We sure did. Mm-hmm. I mean, just walked off.
Mm-hmm. So
cold turkey.
And when I say illusion, that could be taken in a negative way. That could be taken in a non-negative way, because some of the things that we've experienced, which were good things, like the time we've had together being married, this has been a good illusion. Mm-hmm. But at some point, we know that's going to pass.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about it. We're not going to think about it right now.
But that's true.
But that will pass.
That is, I don't know whether you call it truth or not, but that's an event.
That will pass. And nothing that is permanent will ever pass. Mm-hmm. Nothing that is real will ever pass.
That's right.
And only that is
real never is eternal.
Mm-hmm. That's the only thing that's
so real. That tells me right there, what's real is eternal. Now here it is. To be absent from the body is the presence of the Lord, but to be absent from the body is to understand that you are beyond physical capacities.
Mm-hmm. So now that means we should remain in a state of readiness to allow an illusion to pass. Mm-hmm. No matter how sweet it is.
How sweet it is, Jackie Grayson said.
Because we realize it will all pass. Mm-hmm. And so we need to remain in a readiness to be ready to relinquish the illusion as it's passing. Mm-hmm. So then we won't label everything in our life as this is a loss. Mm-hmm. It's simply a forward movement. Even this body as an illusion is going to pass.
When we got married and I went home back to where I was started, it felt funny. It took me a long time to get used to sleeping in the bed with somebody, you, all night long, because I'd never done that. Mm-hmm. And it was a time because home was conditioned into the fabric of my body and mind. But when I met you, it gave me the strength to want to walk away from the conditioned self and the memories of the past. But the mind kept remembering back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But every time I get with you, it strengthened me to break all ties with my home birthplace. So to meet you was and always will be a new birth experience.
Yeah, it just showed you that there was something better.
For the first time, I felt like I didn't jump out of the frying pan into the fire.
What did you jump out into? In the pot.
Now you're trying to make it sound like I've been smoking. You make it sound like I've been smoking pot.
You're not saying no more. You're just a frog boiling and don't know you're boiling. Just wake up one minute and say, "Oh, it's getting hot in here."
Hey, for the first time, I live in a house where you didn't have to use a wood stove in the kitchen to cook on.
Well, that wasn't so bad.
It wasn't bad, but it was different. But it was different.
Yes, it was very different.
Now, it told me that the cooking on a wood stove make food taste different than an electric stove.
It did.
We need to get a wood stove in the kitchen.
No, that was the way that he felt yesterday. I walked outside.
Can you imagine that?
I walked up to the car and I said, I know where I don't want to go if I died. I don't want to go there.
People
I
like
didn't
living
believe
like
it.
hell, he didn't die, leave your body, and then go to hell again. You got double dose of hell.
Yeah, I don't even believe in hell anymore. But yeah, I don't want to go there. It's too hot.
Somebody you come to, go to hell. I say, I ain't going to your house. I done been into that. Once you touch hell, you don't want to, and get out of it, you don't want to go back. I got tired. I had enough of wood stove heating and room cold and shutting doors.
So you don't want to go back
No,
to that illusion,
no,
right? You
no.
don't want to go back to that.
But that's a
anomaly.
part of the mind. That's a mind.
You don't want to go back to that anomaly.
No.
You can't live there anymore.
I hope y'all got something out of this because I did.
I did too. Robert says we either live from fear or oneness. And living from fear, you can't see or experience the oneness of the awareness of who you are. When will we align with the oneness and know that all in all is? Yes. That's so good, Robert. That is so good. So
well, I really appreciate seeing all of y'all. Yes, they did it. And I appreciate having all of y'all today on the class.
Yes, sir.
If you're out there and you're listening to us, if you haven't signed off yet and we didn't recognize your name, you didn't show a picture, thank you for the stillness and the silence of your presence existed anyway. You still have been a blessing to us, whether you like it or not. Yes. Come hell or high water.
Thank you, John. He says, hit the like and the love button. Exactly. And look, don't forget to give. And I know you're not forgetting. I know that this summertime, you guys are running around doing different things, having fun, doing all this kind of stuff. Look, don't forget to give and send your tithes, your offerings to Cornerstone. You can do that by texting to CLC Greensboro to 73256. So you can send it to paypal.me/cornerstone35. You can send it to P.O. Box 36259 if you want to use the mail. That's in Greensboro. It's 27416 is the zip. Or you can just go to the website and click on the donate button. That's thecornerstonelifecenter.com and just click the donate button.
And I want to thank you. I want to thank you.
Or if you want to, and you got your phone out, you can click on these little barcode things here, and it'll take you right where you need to go.
I want to thank everybody out there that is sending us $8,000 to cover the encapsulation in our house for that humidity under there.
It's going to cost almost $9,000 to get the encapsulation. Because we don't get it, we'll have some structural issues, and we're trying to offset that. And then we've got to get those. It's going to take about $2,700, I think, to
wrap those ducts.
To wrap those ducts, yeah, maybe less, hopefully.
The request verbally with the Christ in us request has been made known.
And you guys have blessed us so much in the past, and we thank you for all of that. We thank you for thinking about us and making sure that you honor us with your substance. We know that your substance is not something you take lightly. Most of us now, because we have a lot of things we have to do with our monies, we need our money. So we appreciate when you take time to give us something. Thank you so much for sending us something through Cash App, and just thank you for.
And some of you have my mailing address. You can send that to us if you like.
Oh, of course. But,
I would say it like this: keep your nose clean and your britches on, and don't take no wooden nickels. Yeah.
Okay.
Tie it down and hold it in the middle of the road.
Okay. So in that said, we're gonna come back on Tuesday. Pastor Norman, if you're still with us, give a thumbs up so I can know you're gonna be with us on Tuesday night. Now was he with us? He wasn't with us. He wasn't with us last Tuesday, wasn't he? Yeah, he was.
Was he really?
Well, I don't know. He was gone one. He was gone one Tuesday. Yeah, he was gone. There he is. There. Yeah, we love this young man. We love this young man right here. And he's going to be with us Tuesday night. We'll have another great conversation.
Yeah, I'm his dad.
Yeah. He calls you dad.
No, I'm your dad.
He calls you dad.
I'm your daddy boy.
I'm your daddy now.
Yeah.
Who is that said that? I'm your mama now. That was on Nanny McPhee.
Nanny McPhee. I'm
Nanny
your mama.
McPhee. I'm your mama now.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Nanny Mac.
Well, you guys be nice. Have a wonderful week, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Tuesday on the turnaround. Okay.
Tuesday at 7, we'll be back.
Live and in color.
We'll see you then.